Now from Chicago Flips Red, Daniel Carter Walters. Danielle, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for spending the time with us tonight. What was your reaction when you heard about this Washington Post editorial? He's raising taxes and papering over problems.
Yes, first, let me say thank you to Gregory Bravino for coming back. We welcome you with open arms. And yes, Brandon Johnson have lost his mind. And I think most of Chicago who received that enormous property tax bill, I think they're with me. We're not only funding illegal aliens' free lifestyle, we're funding Brandon Johnson and his administration lifestyle.
And his cohorts.
If this 2026 budget passes, his Commissioner of Aviation, Michael McMurray, is set to receive a $58,000 raise.
Oh.
If this budget passed, Mary Richardson Lowry, Corporate Counsel, she's set to receive a $21,000 raise.
Yeah, that just sounds like corruption, guys. Like, listen, if you're not really doing anything to, like benefit the South and West Side of Chicago specifically, if you're not doing anything to actually stop the criminality, if you're not doing anything to stop gangs from proliferating consistently in that region, you're not doing anything about the guns, the loss of life, and then you got mad when ICE basically came to town and your crime rate basically dropped and you tried to basically flip it and say, you know what, hold on, crime is getting better, without specifically attributing it to the fact that ICE is now all in your streets. But okay, that's an interesting thing you're doing right there, Brandon Johnson. And then what you do is you start raising the taxes on the locals just to basically pad your buddies' pockets and fund illegal immigration. Okay, Brandon, get this man out of office. Sick of hearing his name, guys. I'm telling you, I'm sick of hearing about Brandon Johnson, bro.
If this budget passes, Chris Brown, who's over the Chicago Public Library, he's making $217,000. He's set to receive $223,000, and that will be making him. He'll be making more than a mayor. So these are the type of raises this administration is getting. Let's talk about Chris Brown over the commissioner over the Chicago Public Library. He's set to be making all this money. So
this literacy rate here,
we're
guys.
Tired. We're the taxpayers, we're done, and we see that they're spending our money on illegal aliens, funding them, and on
enriching
their
themselves.
Lifestyles. We're done with this. When we saw that property tax bill, the residents are mad. We're going to town halls all on every South, West Side, North Side. They're angry, and we're not going for this. So we thank ICE because we know billions of dollars went to fund illegal aliens, and President Trump and ICE is cleaning the city up.
So how can they be giving themselves tens of thousands of dollars in raises when Chicago is failing? You know, they basically, they spent through their pandemic funds, and they're still spending like they have those pandemic funds when they don't. The pandemic's over, and they're keeping bloated payrolls or programs. They want things like a $33 a head head tax on each worker working for large businesses. Those businesses are going to flee. Chicago could tip over. How can they give themselves tens of thousands of dollars in raises when Chicago is basically in the red?
Because they don't care about the citizens. We fund their lifestyle, and the aldermen, which is they're getting raises, $3,000 to $4,000 raise. Byron Central Lopez, alderman, he said he's fighting for illegal aliens to get rental assistance because they're scared to come out of their houses because ICE is on the streets. He's calling for an eviction moratorium so that they cannot be evicted. Landlords cannot evict illegal aliens because they're scared to come out of their houses because of ICE is in the streets. And he wants us to keep funding this. This is crazy. So we're paying for it. The taxpayers, we're paying for this.
Thank you so much, Chicago resident Danielle Carter.
Okay, listen, Brandon Johnson's a tricky individual, right? When he was running for his mayoral position here, he told the citizens, we're going to go ahead and fix everything. We're going to make things beneficial, specifically for all of the people. He went into all the poor, super poor, impoverished, hard, rough, violent areas. and said, you know what, hold on, listen, we're going to fix all of this. And immediately, as soon as he becomes mayor, what does he do? He runs as far as humanly possible from these areas. Kind of like what Democrats do, I think, in general, when they try to get like the quote unquote black vote, right? And then they start posturing towards whatever the issues are specifically at the moment. And then when they get into kind of, when they get into office, they're just like, black people, who are those people? That's what they kind of do, right? That's what Brandon Johnson did. He learned, I guess, from the best of them. Let's just say this year. And it's just like, bro, what are we doing here, bro? Get this man out of office immediately. All right. He lied to his constituents in a way that is crazy. We're going to fix things. He gets into office. Oh, we don't have any money to basically, open up the school, put the school back together. Let's just say this here, turn the area from what was once a thriving type of area to a desert. We no longer want this to be a food desert, education desert, pharmacological desert, medical desert. We want to go ahead and bring all these things back. What does he do? Gets in the office and says, you know what, hold on, we can't afford any of these things. Then what happens about 7 to 8 months after this year? The whole illegal immigration influx to the region, guys. That's what happens. And then out of nowhere, you're pulling money that you said you lied to the people that voted you, and you lied to them and said, hold on, we don't have the money for you guys because, I only needed your vote. I don't care about your problems, even though I said I did. But I don't care about your problems. Don't worry. Your problems are irrelevant, right? But now that I'm in office, right, these people over here, hold on. If they come in here, maybe they'll vote for me if I, if they get some type of visas and green cards, etc. He then opens up some of the schools that are in the areas that he said he couldn't open because he couldn't afford it, and turned them into what? Migrant shelters, guys. Okay, this is Brandon Johnson. This is the guy we're talking about here. Right, this guy is pure clownery. Him and JB Pritzker. Okay, Illinois is on everyone's radar. If you've been following this story, guys, this is crazy. All right, and the people love him. Apparently, there's some people who, in fact, the majority, I think, love him. Right, like the bluer and the more specifically left-leaning the neighborhood is, the more likely they're going to absolutely be infatuated with whatever Brandon Johnson is doing because he makes them feel good. Listen, you raise my taxes, but it's going to a good cause. It's helping what? Not your community, not the people who paid into the taxes. What are you talking about, bro? That's where we are. All right? That's where they are. When I say that I wake up enraged, I don't live in Chicago. I don't live in Illinois. I live nowhere near that. I'm telling you. All right? I hear this man's name and I feel like my blood pressure rises because it's like, bro, get this man out of office. All right. He is Gavin Newsom level of absolute nuts, bro. Him, the mayor of the governor, the mayor of Boston, the governor of Massachusetts, one of them. I don't know, I forgot this woman's name, but her, all right, Gavin Newsom, at JB Pritzker, and Brandon Johnson. Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies, and I mean hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings, and we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry. Right? Listen, like and subscribe.